Alright, so for today's video, I'm going to paint you a picture of a scenario real quick. You went to Taco Bell, and you ate a lot of shit you shouldn't have eaten. And now you've taken an atomic shit. What you wiping with? Now, for this scenario, this is a situation where you don't have toilet paper available to you, and there are about 40 random objects present instead of toilet paper you have to choose from. These random objects have been selected by a number of random people who I have asked to name a random object over the past couple days. And these will be the objects we will be ranking as to how functional it would be in such a scenario. Our tiers are dangerous, so things that could actually cause damage or a possible ER trip from using them to wipe your butt. Painful, it'll hurt, may bleed a bit, but you're not going to the ER. Unpleasant, maybe not super painful, just a little bit, right? Not gonna do any damage though, you're not gonna bleed from it. It'll work, so things that'll get the job done won't be that bad, not really unpleasant. And legendary are things that are things you're proud to have used as toilet paper. So let's get right into it. So we're going to open with the toilet paper because I guess I left this in the pool of images and forgot to remove this because I'm dumb and this video is about, wiping with things other than toilet paper. So we'll just throw this and it'll work because obviously toilet paper will work for this job. And it's not noteworthy or anything. A beer bottle. Now, if you're someone that drinks and it has beer in it, it's not empty. This could be a stealth awesome slot, right? You could drink it, that gives you a stat buff. Now you're under the influence, you're in a better mood. And the whole situation just becomes much easier to process. And you are then the guy who was partying in the Porta-John. So that's legendary. We're putting that in legendary tier. Now, an actual fucking brick. So, my initial thought is maybe unpleasant, but that's coarse enough you're probably going to bleed a little bit. So I think painful is the slot here, but it's not if you're not just grinding it against your asshole, you're probably not going to send yourself to the ER wiping with a brick if you're not retarded. So I think painful is where that's going. Now, as for our next option, cactuses, there's a number of factors here. Firstly, what kind of cactus? Because if it's one of those ones of the thousands of tiny little needles, you're cooked. You're going to have a porcupine butthole. You will be going to the hospital. Now, if it's one with the larger spines that are spread out in a smaller number, in that situation, you could probably individually pull out all of the spines and then wipe your butthole with just the bumpy remaining cactus after. But you're still risking other sources of injury, maybe there's bugs living inside it, or maybe you get some form of infection. So I think we're just gonna throw that in dangerous. Cardboard. Okay, cardboard might be kind of uncomfortable if you're not stupid about it and not using the side of a piece of cardboard with the little openings that can scratch you, and you're using the flat face. It wouldn't be pleasant, but it wouldn't damage you or hurt that bad, so I think unpleasant is the right slot for this. Okay, next we have an actual fucking cat. Now, upon initial thought, just stepping past the moral issues of using an animal to wipe your ass, maybe Fluffy was just unfortunate enough to be close by when you have no other options and you got somewhere important to be in a few minutes and you just gotta make that sacrifice, right? Initially, I would think it would work. Cat's soft. It's not gonna damage you, but you have to keep in mind it's a sentient creature, and it's probably not gonna appreciate you wiping your ass with it, right? So it's probably gonna scratch you, bite you. It might rip your fucking balls off. So I think we're putting the cat in dangerous. chainsaws. We got like the Fred Durst special here. He's packing a chainsaw and he's gonna skin your ass raw. Initially, I would think that like, so with an actual fucking chainsaw, the only real dangerous part of it would be the chain, and that's like if it's on, right? You're not gonna like intentionally turn on and start revving a chainsaw you're wiping your butt with. So, like, it might be kind of like unpleasant, maybe a little painful, just like having like all the rough edges like rub against your butthole. It would also like, I'd imagine how large of an object it is. It would make it challenging to do. Like maybe you're clumsy, maybe you'll like end up like hurting yourself some way that way. But I don't think it's like dangerous if you're not stupid. So we're gonna put this one in painful. Now, cheese grater. Yeah, that and my butthole's kind of hurting just thinking about this one. Jesus Christ. Initially, I would think like maybe we can like metagame this and get around using like the actual grater part. But then like you're holding the cheese grater like by the grater with your hand while you wipe your butt with the handle. So then you're gonna fuck up your hand. So like, no matter how you do it, you're coming out with some damage, and then you're like kind of like in a saw trap-esque scenario where you're thinking like, do I sacrifice my hand to walk away with a clean butthole, or do I walk away with my butthole? Sacrifice my butthole to walk away with an undamaged hand. So yeah, that's fucked. We're putting that in dangerous. Next we have window curtains. Yeah, that's pretty good. So, assuming that, like, these aren't someone else's window curtains, and we're not going to get murdered by our friend or spouse for using their window curtains to wipe our butt, like, we can just toss them out, get new ones, or, like, if you're, like, a gross bastard, you can, like, clean them and reuse them, I guess. I personally wouldn't reuse the poop window curtains. No matter how much I clean those, I know that my feces, after like a good round of Taco Bell, was on that bitch. I'm never going to be able to touch that again without feeling gross, so I'd throw it out. But like, it'll work. Now, next we have Doritos Locos Taco. I'm not sure how or why you would come to the conclusion of wiping your ass with one, but you were just a Taco Bell, so maybe it's just like you didn't finish, you just sprinted to the bathroom, you just didn't leave your shit on the table unattended. Maybe you like brought it with you, maybe you're like a fat fuck and scared to leave food alone. Personally, I'd probably just like eat the taco and then like find something else. Some sick fucks out there would probably wipe their ass with it, then eat it. That's not me. But I know those fuckers would exist, probably. And that's terrible. But, so, Doritos Locos are like a hard shell taco, so, I'd imagine using like a crunchy, like harder shell to wipe wouldn't be good. If anything, actually, like, you're probably gonna get your asshole more dirty in the process of wiping it with a Doritos Locos taco than you would, like, cleaning it. Like, maybe get some of the poop off, but you end up getting like some like beef and like other things on there. And I don't know how that would work out for you. So I don't know, just like your concept alone and like further contaminating your asshole, we're gonna leave that in dangerous. I don't know what type of infections you can get by like introducing Taco Bell meat into your asshole region. Okay, next we have a fork. Now, metal fork's probably not that bad. Like, it won't be the best experience. So, like, you kind of have some scraping action, but like, if you're grabbing it by like the head of the fork and using the handle, that would get the job done. It just like it wouldn't be a positive experience. So we're gonna put that unpleasant. Now we just have Fred Durst himself. Now, personally, I don't know Fred Durst. So like he's not like my homeboy. Granted, if I tried to wipe my ass with like my homeboy, he probably would crash the fuck out. Fred Durst, I'm assuming, would be in the same boat, but more so because I don't know him. So like, if like for whatever reason Fred Durst was president and I needed to wipe my ass, I'm sure he'd probably beat me to death if I tried to use him to wipe my ass. Now, for all we know, he could secretly be into scat like against anyone's knowledge here. So maybe like he would be into it and helpful, but like I doubt that's the case. So just like with the risk of him murdering us, we're gonna put that in dangerous. Next we have a guinea pig. Now, upon initial thoughts, a guinea pig is not as potentially damaging as a cat. It's like it doesn't have the claws, its mouth is smaller, it can't like do any like serious damage. Now, is it gonna squirm? Is it gonna fight back when you're trying to wipe with it? Yeah. That's not gonna be fun. It's probably gonna like scratch your butthole some, but like at least you can like because of its size hold it where like its mouth is not facing your butt, like so like you know you're sparing the guinea pig that horrific experience. So at least its sacrifice isn't as miserable as it could be, and it can't bite your butthole. So I don't think it's as bad as the cat. So I think it would go painful. Right next we have like a piece of granite. Now, granite's coarse. It's gonna scratch your butthole. Now, if you're not like full forcing it and like you're being gentle, maybe you can like get this done without scratching your butthole too bad, and maybe like it'll just be unpleasant. It probably won't hurt super bad. It's gonna be rough. It's not gonna be fun. What the fuck am I saying? I'm talking about an actual rock that's gonna scratch your butthole. Yeah, that wouldn't be good. You wouldn't let ER visit you, but like that would hurt a good bit. Okay, next we have a loaded handgun. Shit. Well, I mean, obviously we're not gonna like shoot ourselves in the asshole, but with like general gun safety stuff, you also never want to point like a loaded gun at yourself. So I think our first step would be to unload it, clear it, and then to, if I was playing it safe, probably like empty the magazine and just use the empty magazine to wipe my butt. That being said, the entry in what we're ranking is a loaded handgun, not a handgun I've unloaded. So I think that's just dangerous. Yeah, that's probably not a good idea. Okay, next we have a fucking machete. Now, upon initial thought, hearing machete, you might think like, okay, that's what Jason Voorhees kills people with, right? That's not something I want anywhere near my butthole. But like, so a machete is only sharp on one side, and you have like a lot of surface area to work with. So like, if you're like careful, like you could probably wipe your butt with like the non-sharp side, and have enough material to work with to get your butt a lot cleaner than when you started. So I think this one's gonna go in unpleasant, just because like, you know, we're smart, we're free fingers here. Like we can make that work. Poison ivy. Yeah. I don't know how many of you have gotten a rash from like coming into contact with poison ivy before, but that shit sucks. So like that on a sensitive region like the asshole, you're gonna like be trying to sit for like days and just miserable. Like this is long-term consequences. That probably just goes in dangerous. Next I have a glass jar. Now, anything with glass is the risk of breakage. I'm sure some of you have seen the infamous one man, one jar video. And there's kind of some parallels to this here. Obviously, we're not inserting said jar into ourselves like that boar soul did. But, I mean, you're still wiping your butt with a glass object. That's potentially, like, kind of risky. Because, like, if it shatters, it's like broken glass on your butthole. You know, that's like the kind of situation that, like, slam metal or gore grind bands would write about, right? So that's probably not a situation we want to be putting ourselves in. So we're gonna throw that in dangers. A doorknob. So The doorknob is smooth. So, like, rough edges, no, like, points. I imagine it's kind of hard to hurt yourself with a doorknob. It won't be pleasant. It's gonna be like a kind of difficult task to wipe your asshole with a doorknob, especially if it's still attached to the door, right? So it's not gonna be pleasant. It would get the job done though. Now, your hands are gonna make the ultimate sacrifice upon trying to turn the doorknob to leave after, but you know, your butthole will be clean. Assuming that, like, there's enough surface area on the doorknob to get the job done and you're flexible enough to position yourself to wipe with said doorknob. I think I'll throw that in unpleasant. I actually have a karambit. Now, with a knife, like, there's obviously the sharp edge of the point to worry about. Like, this... I don't know, because, like a machete, like, you have, like, a side that's not sharp and the handle. But it's also a lot smaller, and with it being smaller and having a pointed tip, like, there's a lot more room for error and potential injury. Also, like, there's not as much surface area you could safely grab without, like, putting your fingers or hand onto a sharp part and potentially cutting yourself that way. So I think this one just lands in dangerous. And next you have Lego bricks. Now, Lego bricks. So, when I see Legos, I'm thinking of, like, stepping on Legos, like, everyone's had that moment. You're walking through the house as a child. It's like early in the morning or like nighttime. You gotta go take a piss, and oh fuck, I just stepped on a Lego brick. I'm actually fucking dying. Like, you know, everyone's experienced that once. Or like your parents step on one of your Lego bricks as a kid, and they come in there and they belt your ass because you just like sent them through the 9 layers of hell in an instant. But you know, for wiping your ass, like now. The image I have here specifically is a pile of Lego bricks, so I'm assuming that, you know, we have all of these bricks available, not just a singular small Lego brick. So, maybe you can assemble a contraption to, like, wipe with. Like, maybe you could, like, make, like, a long, flat, like rectangle type thing, like a smooth surface that you can wipe with. I mean, fuck, if there's like a sink there, you can like wash it off and reuse that surface. Just assuming you're not catching like one of the edges. So like, it won't be fun, it'll be like kind of tedious, but like, you know, like, I don't think it would like, I don't think you'd end up hurting yourself if you're smart about it. So unpleasant, I feel, is the right place for this. And next you have Shard of Obsidian. Now, so, initially, I'm kind of thinking here, like with Shard of Obsidian, you probably land in a similar location to the granite, because they're both rocks. But Obsidian, like, is a lot smoother than granite, so some would probably think it would be easier and less painful. But you also have to keep in mind, the edges on them bitches are sharp. Like, Native Americans were, like, hunting animals with, like, chunks of obsidian on the tips of spears and arrows, right? Like, if an obsidian chunk could kill a deer, it could probably kill my asshole. And I'd imagine with, like, a jagged, serrated, like, edge on, like, a shard of obsidian, that would leave a wound that would be kind of hard to stitch up for, like, a doctor. So, like, if you're gonna go to the ER, they're gonna have a hard time patching your butthole. So, like, that's probably really fucking dangerous. And we have a bit of a better one here now. So now we have a book. Now, with the book, there's multiple ways you can go about this. You could tear out some pages, use those like toilet paper. You could use the cover itself if you, for whatever reason, feel like being difficult about things, I guess. But, like, if you're using the pages and you're, like, using it like a piece of toilet paper normally would be used, and, like, avoiding, like, using, like the edges and, like, accidentally paper cutting your butthole, you know, that would work. Like, It'd be a lot better than a lot of the things here, I think. Wouldn't be very unpleasant. It's just like, I guess, just like using really shitty toilet paper that isn't like painful per se. Now we have your pants. So if you like use your pants to wipe your ass, right? There's probably two ways you could go about this. Option A, you use the outside to have it on the outside of your pants, have the shit stains. Or option B, you do it on the inside. Because at this point, right, with the pants, you can't just leave wherever you're at and go home. Because I'm assuming you're not at home because you were just eating Taco Bell, right? Or maybe you are at home. Who knows? The severity of such a scenario is kind of dependent on that. If you're at your homeboy's place, like, you can't walk into the living room with your dong or hanging out, right? I guess, I mean, you'd have underwear, so your dong wouldn't be hanging out, but, like, if you're packing, you're still gonna be that outline. Your bro's gonna be uncomfortable. Or your bro's secretly gay and will think it's cool. And that would be a whole other separate problem, but either way, we'd like to keep our pants on when we leave. So, with the wiping on the outside strat, everyone's gonna see you're covered in shit, and that's not gonna be fun. But, like, you would become Poopy Pants Bob for, like, the rest of your life. Like, that would not be ideal. Then there's, like, if you do the inside, you're just gonna get shit all over your legs, and, like, some of you are probably gonna care about, like, your own reputation and public perception of you enough that, like, you would probably just power through that and just go home and shower after. That's kind of nasty, I'm not gonna lie. If you care that much about the approval of others, you probably got some other unresolved issues you need to get dealt with. But, like, outside of all the logistical issues of after using it, like, denim is probably not gonna hurt that bad. It's gonna, like, it's not gonna feel good, but it's not gonna hurt. So, like, it'd probably just be unpleasant. Next we have a parking ticket, straight to legendary. Like, straight, same as, like, you know, like using a piece of paper or something from, like, a book, but, like, this is a parking ticket. This is, like, one of those things that just, like, sucks, part of life you wish just didn't exist, and so, like, it's just kind of like the fuck you government aspect to it. That's, like, awesome. That's, like, you are, like, in a whole another level of awesome if you wipe your ass with a parking ticket. Next we have a pine cone. So, it's bumpy. There's like ridges on it. You like possibly like scratch yourself with one of the like gaps or bumps. Now I'm like a straight man, so the like rib for your pleasure vibe going on with a pine cone isn't really appealing to me. So I think this one just goes as painful. Okay, now we have your bare fucking hand. I mean, assuming you have normal human hands, and, like, you trim your fingernails, right? So you don't got, like, claws going on. This shouldn't really hurt, this shouldn't be dangerous. Now, you're not gonna enjoy it, it's gonna be gross as fuck, and you're gonna have poopy hands. Now, you can wash that off after, but it's not gonna be a good experience, so I think that's just straight to unpleasant. Next we have a garden rake. So, I think this is a similar situation to the doorknob, kinda, because it would just be kind of challenging to do. You're not gonna use the head of the rake. If anything, I would use the head of the rake to, like, stabilize it, like, on the ground. Because that's kind of like a base. And then just, like, kind of use the handle. Like, just wipe my butt on the handle, just kind of, like, up and down the handle, like, on the sides of it. That'd be kind of logistically challenging. But, you know, it wouldn't hurt, really. So, it's just unpleasant. Next we have a rug. Yeah. Now, So it depends. This probably heavily depends on the rug, because like some rugs are like the type you like wipe your feet off on, and like really like rough and scratchy. But like if it's like just a decorative rug, depending on the material, like maybe it's like got like more of a carpet type material going on, or it's like kind of like shag carpet type rug. Like that wouldn't be that bad. I mean, it wouldn't be as good as like using something like toilet paper adjacent, but probably wouldn't hurt that bad. Now, if you go to like your girl's house, there's no toilet paper, like, and you wipe your ass with her rug, she's probably gonna leave you for another guy. So that's not fun. So we're gonna throw this in unpleasant. Now we have a screwdriver. Now, I think the screwdriver actually isn't that bad. Like, the handle, the handle is designed to be like gripped in your hand tightly, right? So it doesn't have any like edges or like pointy sharp parts on the handle itself that would be hazardous to have against your mortal flesh. So like if you just wiped with the handle and grabbed it by the actual metal like screwdriver part, I think that'd be fun. I think that'd work. Maybe I'm crazy, but I'm gonna put it in a work. Seashell. I don't know about this one. It's somehow like spines, some like kind of pointy, got those like ridges on it, and it's like these are fragile. It could shatter. Now, I don't think it would be as risky as using like something made of glass. Like, I think this is a tier above the jar, but it would still probably hurt. But it's not like an ICU visit, I don't think. Now we have your shirt. Now, with a shirt, right, it's summertime right now, so, like, if you're not home, if you're just, like, maybe you're still at the Taco Bell, right, you're in the bathroom there, if you wipe with your shirt, you can just toss it out after, assuming it's not an important shirt. I mean, fuck, even if it is an important shirt or a shirt you care about, I don't know how important it stays or how treasured it still is after you wiped your ass with it, right? So you probably wipe your ass with your shirt, just toss it in the trash bin, and then just, like, leave. Now, you're gonna get some weird looks on the way out of wherever you're at when you're walking out shirtless. Especially, like, if you're, like, visiting someone or whatever, like, maybe you picked up your Taco Bell, went to some friends or family's place. But, like, for the duration of the walk home in your car, you could just be running, right? And you look like a jogger. So, for the perspective of everyone else, like, outside of the people immediately present when you're leaving, you're just like a normal guy going for a jog, because jogging shirtless isn't unheard of. Same for, like, if you're a chick, like, if you're, like, wearing a bra, right, you're not gonna be, like, topless, you still have, like, the bra, and just play it. Like, some bras kind of look similar to sports bras, so, like, you could probably just, like, use the same tech. Now, if you're not wearing one, I don't think I can advise public nudity. I don't think I can condone that. That's, A, illegal, and B, you don't know who's going to be outside. You may, like, accidentally expose yourself to someone. So, if you're like a chick and not have a bra on, the pretending to be a jogger tech is probably really risky and potentially dangerous from a legal perspective. So, this one's probably a lot better for dudes than chicks. But, like, as a dude, for my situation, I think it'll work. Because, it's softer than the pants. You're not as screwed as, like, wiping your ass in your pants. Like, there's at least some ways to play it off and make it seem normal when you leave without your shirt, right? So yeah, I think it'll land and it'll work. Okay, next we have a shovel. Now, the shovel, honestly, I think it just goes in the same place as the rake. Yeah, it's like, about all the same points I made there apply here. I mean, it's actually, now that I think about it, you don't, the head on the shovel is different than a rake. It's not, like, you probably couldn't use it to stabilize it, use it as, like, a base. I mean, if you're outdoors, you could theoretically, like, stick the shovel in the ground and stabilize it that way. but I'm assuming, like, you're probably, like, somewhere you'd be using the bathroom, and there's a shovel there for some reason. Because, I don't know, trying to justify why half these items to be present in a bathroom in an emergency in the first place is kind of hard. But, like, I don't know, you may be more likely to, like, fall on your face or onto the shovel, since it won't be stable wiping with it, so, like... Granted, you don't have to, like, prop it up and wipe with it. You could just, like... you know, try to position it and stuff, and wipe with it, like... Just, like, dual wield, like, two-hand, like, maybe, like, you grab the end of one end of it and the other end, and you just, like... stick it between your legs, like, holding, like, the handle with your right hand in front of you and like the head of the shovel with your left hand behind you. Kind of like a forward back motion and wipe with the handle that way. It's actually, yeah, that's probably not more risky than the shovel, so it probably goes in unpleasant. Sandpaper. That bitch is gonna hurt. This is like the forbidden toilet paper. Not gonna go to the ER. Maybe. It probably depends on the grit of the sandpaper and how gentle you were, but like, I think it probably just hurt, but like, you know, it wouldn't be the end of the world. It would probably be a lot worse if there was like a sander involved, like a belt sander involved, but just regular sandpaper, like, we're fine. Your socks. Yeah, that just goes straight to it'll work. It's not legendary. Like, this isn't like awesome or like funny, like getting hammered and wiping with a bottle. Even though the bottle has risks, but like, you know, it's like, you left the toilet shit-faced, so it's funny. And this isn't like the like, fuck taxes, fuck like fines vibe you get with like a parking ticket. So it's not legendary, but like, you know, it won't hurt. It'll get the job done. You don't need socks to wear shoes. You can dispose of it easily. Like, theoretically, no one would even know. Like, that definitely works. I actually have a spoon. I think spoon goes in it'll work also, because like the metal spoon, it's not as much like effort or loops to jump through as a fork. But like you need a spoon. You got some scooping action going on. This could be meta. This could be the new ass wiping meta. Like you could scoop the poop out. Like that could work pretty well theoretically. I'm not gonna test it because like I'm a sane person, but like maybe it'd do the job good. Next, you have a butterfly knife. Or should I list this as like Spy from TF2's knife because the image is a TF2 screenshot. I mean, we're gonna ground this in reality, I think, because most of these have been like grounded in reality. So like, we're not gonna worry about accidentally backstab criticaling ourselves because this isn't Team Fortress 2. So like, I mean, so most butterfly knives, like, I don't know, are all butterfly knives sharp on both sides? I've seen like one or two that are, but like a lot of them also like are only sharp on one side. I don't know, this probably depends, but like, I imagine it's like probably kind of risky to wipe with one, so this is going to become dangerous, I think. Teddy bear. Like, I mean, it'll work. There's no questions about it. If it's one you're attached to, or like his memories attached to it or whatever, maybe it's not yours. There's gonna be like kind of like a moral or emotional drawback to this, but like, we'll get the job done. Toothbrush. I think unpleasant. Like, it's gonna be kind of scratchy. But like, it is designed to clean things, so yeah, I'm sure it would accomplish your goal. Just, you know, it won't be fun. Towel. I think that just goes into it'll work. It's a towel, wipes things, it's soft. Yeah, that's all I've got here. This is kind of stupid, but, you know, I just felt inspired in, like, making this, so. That's all. Subscribe if you like beans.